Hey guys, what's going on? It's Talk For Us TV. We are back here for the Talk For Us news. Bit of transfer news that has been spoken about, especially with Jed Spence. This one won't be going around that much. Because we all know that this is going to be like the main talking point right up to January now, because obviously we all know what could potentially be happening. So, but the latest news is that but Football League Insider, they're quite a reliable source for news. Obviously, just how you used to work for them, quite reliable, and they do get majority of things right within the sources. They're practically saying that Jed Spence will be recalled by Middlesbrough in January, and that it potentially will be going back. Obviously, they also said that they did put give him a short-term contract back in January in August, just before he came to the City Ground. So it weren't. So we did do well that they could actually sustain him. Obviously, Jed Spence is happy. He does play a pivotal role in the way that Forest does play, and that it is practically being said that it will be recalled back because of how Chris Wilder likes to play his football, and that they do play with that wing back system that Forest. Well, they didn't on Saturday against Preston, but we have been playing with wing backs, and we do rely on our wing backs because we have got two very good wing backs at the minute, which it's nice to say because normally that would get one or the other. So to get two of them being really, really good thing, it's very, very rare. I mean, it'd be a shame, but obviously, it depends how you look at it. Because Spencer proving to be a really, really good right back here, and yeah, became probably one of the top right backs in the league. Didn't know shadow doubt about that. I mean, probably not as good as Mike Cashwell. We all know how good Mike Cashwell, but it's up there in terms of performances, and he has shown his worth. And sometimes you do think, is he actually really 21? Because he is playing like a lot more high in terms of how he does play like. So it'd be a shame if Spence does that for Neil. Can Forest work the magic to actually get in permanent signing in January? I mean, I imagine that with it being November, Forest are working on getting players in, and that I imagine that Forest are working on. I imagine Jed Spence will be one of the players that Forest will be looking to try and bring in and actually make a permanent signing, because why would Forest actually not want to make this one a proper one? So it'd be interesting to see what will happen from it, but it'd be interesting to say the least what will happen. Didn't get your comments coming in. The other bit of news that has been spoken about is Ben Osborne. Obviously, he has been working on his coaching badges and that. He has spoken to the press, and that he has ruled out a move back to Forest in the future. Obviously, he came through the ranks at Forest and saw that memorable goal against Derby. Not surprised that Yas came out and said that he would like to come back to the City Ground, which doesn't surprise me one bit. It just makes you think that why is he actually wanted? I mean, but it's good to see the at least that each one to come back. And could it be a player or could it be in another capacity? We've got Mr. Redley Lurquan saying hi. How are you doing? I'm very well. Hope you're well. But yeah, it does make you think that yeah, if he want to come back, is he making a suggestion now that he would like to come back in January next season? Because why would in I think we're probably 9 times 10 you're a regular starter anyway, then but why would you actually make some hint now that you would like to actually come back to the City ground? I mean, is that setting you up to be like, yeah, I'd like to come back and that? And that you want to finish. It's one of them ones I do think that he's setting himself up to actually saying, yeah, well, I'd like to come back sooner rather than later. So I think that one will be one of them ones where Wood Forest go but in for him knowing our new philosophy and bringing in younger players. You know, Luke was saying I do fan just I hope you get well soon, mate. I really do. It's one of them ones where I think he's setting himself up that he would like to come back to Forest, but when would he like to do it this season or not? Who knows? So it's one of them ones that you do question, is he trying to get forced to move now for January? Luke was saying apparently we are trying to pull off deals with Bruce, Tom Swift, Jed Wallace. That Jed Wallace one seemed to not go away quite a lot, to be fair, because we were after him not last summer, summer before. Yeah, I think it was last summer we were after him, and he never pulled off. Tom Swift, he's a good player in the shadow of that. I mean, he's good for this league. Brewster, I think he would be good because I know people get best out of him, but obviously, would you pay that much for Ryan Brewster, who's not really excelled at? Sheffield United will prove that he is good enough for this league. So I think that one, if you like that one, that it will be interesting to see at least what will happen from it. So Angie, I think we should try and get Nikki that coming from that on loan. Potentially could do. Didn't know said that. It'd be interesting to see what could happen from it. But it is fast we're talking about, so I think that they probably will have their plans in place, and they probably know who they're going to be after anyway, so it'd be interesting. But I just hope that we can build on the momentum that we have got on players that they will bring in that just fit into that sort of system, and they're playing really well instead of Finney. I mean, we've still got Daddy and Audrey to come through, so I think it will be interesting to say the least. I reckon Cooper could get. I think he will do. I think they will try and build for the future with younger players as well. So for getting some players that could come straight into the side and actually do a job. So I think there will be signs that we will look to build for the future, like with Audra. But I think it will be being in place that could develop and have that right sort of character to push that Audra is. So it will be a very, very interesting summer. I mean, it'll be the second summer, January, because it'll be the second one under Murphy as well. So, and he has said that it will take 2 or 3 transfers windows just to show what they're trying to do. So, this will be like the thing you want to build for next summer. So, I just hope that we can keep Cooper and let him build this sort of philosophy that Dave Murphy is trying to build as well. And even if people do get that third transfer window with Murphy, I mean Murphy's only third one anyway. But I hope that Cooper does get that third one in January after that, just to show what we're all about. Luke on saying, I wouldn't mind going back in for Sian Fleming. Not bad chat, actually. I mean, depending if Forest will pay that much for Sian Fleming. I mean, they were rather marking Fleming to force the move. I mean, I can't remember. I don't know how many years he got on his contract left, but it depending if Forest can actually force the move or actually pay the money, or Fleming forces the move. So that's what I do think to it. But it mainly down to Forest to actually pull the rate and actually, if they want to make this deal happen, put the money where your mouth is. So that's what I do think to it all. So I like to say thank you for watching.